Alright. Hotel, peace family, man.
Peace.
I met this brother here, man. This brother got some powerful work, you know what I mean? He's an author. Man, let me see, I don't even know where to begin, man. Alright, tell us about yourself and then tell us about your work and what you're doing.
Okay. I'm Ra-eL Sangodare, aka Jerry Darnell McLeaurin. I'm the author of this book, Lost Memories of Rozika. This book is about a missing time experience I had back in '96. So this book is sort of like an autobiography / science fiction book. It has a little bit of both in it. And what I wanted to do was bring forth my experience and share it with the community so other people could see what it was that I went through in the 2 hours of time that was gone from me. You know, so that's what the book is about. The book actually goes deep into the concept of ancient African civilization, how they interacted with each other, the clothing that they wore, the technology that they was involved with, the schools that they dealt with, their spirituality, and the history of that spirituality. Right. So the book kind of goes in multiple dimensions with technology and concepts dealing with the community.
Right.
So what I wanted to do was I wanted to bring this out here and share it with the community so you too can have an experience. Or see the experience that I experienced.
Right.
Experience it for yourself.
Now we were speaking earlier and you were saying that the people actually, it's a lost civilization that we may not necessarily have known of in the past.
Yeah. Well, the civilization goes back 34,571 years in the past.
Right.
You know, and from what I've learned from my experience before the pyramids were actually built, you know, you had a civilization of people who studied the art of science, communication, astrology, and what happened with these people is they experienced an extraterrestrial visitation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they were curious as to where these beings come from. Who were these beings? And then after time went past, they started to experience missing children. Children was missing from their culture, and they couldn't explain it.
Right.
And then one of their priests had this vision that their whole world was being taken over.
Right.
You know, and the missing children was the key to this vision that he had.
Right.
And in this book, it goes about talking about the vision of this particular priest and how he came to warn his people, or try to warn his people, that we have to be very careful with the technology that we discover.
Right.
Because there are other people out here that could see our technology as a means of using it for their own benefit, possibly turning that technology against us, you know, and they couldn't do that. They couldn't deal with that. So what they did was they put it all out there, and they had councils that talked about this whole concept of technology and the responsibilities of sharing this technology with other countries.
Right.
You know, so the book kind of goes into an Atlantis era. You know, if that was 10,000 BCE, this goes 20,000 years before that.
Wow.
You know, so I'm bringing it from my own experience. And I would like to say it's a part of like a genetic memory. Like part of my genetic makeup just has that memory in it.
Right.
And it's just resurfacing. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened that during that missing time experience that I had, it was about me resurfacing a lost memory that I had.
Wow.
That's why the book is called The Lost Memories of Rozika.
Now you mentioned that it discusses the language that they speak also. Can you talk a little bit about the language?
Well, the language is called Quebetics. Quebetics is a 555 character alphabet. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And how it works is you use it to translate English into Quebetics, the language of the Rozikans.
Right.
So this language is actually a part of the book.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So you can learn it. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I think that it's really working in reverse. Instead of translating English into Quebetics, I'm translating Quebetics into English as well.
Right.
So it's a two-way stream with it.
Right.
You know, it can be written. It has its own style to it. It has its own calligraphy.
Right.
You know, and I'm more than eager to help anybody that's interested in learning.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and you said you have puzzles that also go with the book. Talk about the puzzles.
This puzzle, which is an image generator, came from the book. After I came back from having my experience, like 2 hours of missing time, I got real heavy into like geometric art, something I never done before. Then I started to get into science, concepts of spirituality. It was sort of like my missing time experience awakened me to a whole new paradigm, a whole reality in my own matrix, in the matrix of our people. Because let the truth be known, we may all be Rozikans. You know what I'm saying? But we just have this lost memory. We have this amnesia about ourselves, whereby we can't remember our past. You know, they go to the pyramids and everything. They try to look at the hieroglyphs. They think that that's the only way our ancestors was able to preserve their culture. But they preserved it in our DNA. And we're able to bring it forth. Those who are probably from their mystery schools. I may be one of them. The brother holding the camera is probably one of those members of that mystery school. That deals with the concepts of science, mathematics, astrology, astronomy, all these concepts that were originally ours. You know, because we're the original people here. You know what I'm saying? So if we're original people, then we must have our own original mathematics, language, concepts. You see it over there in Egypt. You see it when you look around the United States, because if it wasn't for us, there would be no United States. You know what I'm saying? So we brought that concept of technology back from our ancient perspective. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get the ideas of how to build Washington, D.C. Benjamin Banneker. You know what I'm saying? He was a part of those mystery schools that had that idea, the memory of how these geometric shapes could go together and form a whole state, a whole district. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring to the culture my experience that dealt with the history of our past existence with our ancestors. And deeper than that, I think this book is really the ancestors trying to communicate with us. You know, and I'm just one of their mediums.
But the work is powerfully creative. You know what I mean? If anybody want to get a copy of the book or contact you, could you go ahead and drop that information?
Okay, well, you can get it at Barnes & Nobles and Amazon.com online. But if you look up, go to Facebook and type in this OEXFUNDE Sangodare, Sangodare, and you go to Facebook, it'll pull me up. And you can ask me for a book, I'll send it to you, you know what I'm saying? The book is $20 if you get it from me personally. But if you order it from Amazon.com, you can get it for $12.95.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, man. Powerful.
Thanks.
No problem.